being absolutely but crazy ridiculous. I feel like I just gotta hold it for the rest of the show now. Why is it so, it works so well? I'm gonna like hit something though. I'm gonna hit something. Oh, see, look. Oh, Phantom Menace, how I adore. I guess it's the same, hey? I still, to this day, ooh, it's smoking. Is that steaming, smoking? Can you see that? Should I open it? Is that a bad thing? Wow. I guess this is his actual, oh. It comes with a training cup. I love it. Kind of looks like a chocolate. Let's get it. Let's get it. How do I do this and not crash it? Again, there's kind of a backstory to this of why I love it so much. It's so great. It's too great that I hated it. Oh. I think my skill set is being ridiculous. I think that's my strength. If I was in a job interview, what's your strength? Being absolutely but crazy ridiculous. I feel like I just gotta hold it for the rest of the show now. Why is it so, it works so well? I'm gonna like hit something though. I'm gonna hit something. Oh, see, look. Oh, Phantom Menace, how I adore. I guess it's the same, hey? I still, to this day, ooh, it's smoking. Is that steaming, smoking? Can you see that? Should I open it? Is that a bad thing? Wow. I guess this is his actual, oh. It comes with a training cup. I love it. Kind of looks like a chocolate. Let's get it. Let's get it. How do I do this and not crash it? Again, there's kind of a backstory to this of why I love it so much. It's so great. It's too great that I hated it. Oh. I think my skill set is being ridiculous. I think that's my strength. If I was in a job interview, what's your strength? Being absolutely but crazy ridiculous. I feel like I just gotta hold it for the rest of the show now. Why is it so, it works so well? I'm gonna like hit something though. I'm gonna hit something. Oh, see, look. Oh, Phantom Menace, how I adore. I guess it's the same, hey? I still, to this day, ooh, it's smoking. Is that steaming, smoking? Can you see that? Should I open it? Is that a bad thing? Wow. I guess this is his actual, oh. It comes with a training cup. I love it. Kind of looks like a chocolate. Let's get it. Let's get it. How do I do this and not crash it? Again, there's kind of a backstory to this of why I love it so much. It's so great. It's too great that I hated it. G'day there. Welcome back to the race side. I'm glad to have you here. Where's the music? Where's the music? Gone. There it is. It's back. There's the music. How you doing? Welcome back to another show. Great to have you back here. Before we get into today's show, a big thank you to the enormous amount of you that were in the show yesterday. It was insane. It was crazy. We had a blast of a time. And thank you so much for the amount of generosity shown yesterday. I spent the rest of the day just kind of mind blown about just everyone's subs and gifting. I really do appreciate it. It was just insane. So dubs in the chat. I really appreciate you guys yesterday. I'm sure today is going to be another great discussion and another great time. I can't wait to get into it. Let's check out who is here. And Haunted Autumn coming in with the first dollary-doos of the day. $5 coming. It's this chick. It's this chick. You know what time it is. It's time for this chick. There you go. Haunted gets it. I love it. Thank you so much for the $5 Good to see you here. Lightning's here. Oh my god, yes. We need a Thunder Snail. That's so great. We need someone else called Thunder Snail. I love it. I love it. Joseph is here. Skywalker's Academy. G'day there. Nathan as well in the chat. Todd is here. CG celebrating 13 months being a member of the race squad. You know, I almost went out for dinner, but I decided to make tacos. So glad I did. Nothing like some good tacos made at home. Incredible dinner. Top it off with a little ice cream and the nice complete. Oh my god, Chef CG in the house. Ben, you gotta cook for us one day for the Masters. My goodness, that sounds amazing. Invite us over. I'm down for tacos. That sounds amazing. Thank you so much. Thundersnail is my father. Lightning. Oh, I am your father. That's really funny. That's so great. Obi Lee in the chat. How you doing? Hey, Indiota. How you doing? That's okay, Christmas meat. You check it out. Regardless, it is like an hour of absolute insanity. It was crazy. A crazy day. Absolutely insane. So reviewer totally missed the point of this episode. Yeah, my goodness. We're gonna get into the episode in a moment. I reckon there's gonna be quite a divide in the chat, but we shall see. We shall see. I'm very excited to get into the discussion with you all. It's gonna be very interesting. Very, very interesting. But I guess we jump in with initial thoughts. I mean, yesterday we had a bit of a mixed bag of a live show where we watched it together, and we also had a bit of a post-show chat. And to be fair, I usually do another rewatch before this show, but I didn't. I didn't have time to for the show today. But I have some thoughts. And they're pretty confused thoughts. But let's get into the show, to the episode. What did you think of episode 7? Drop it in the chat right now. What did you think? I love it. But oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be over for tacos. JP Giles coming in saying, what happened to the music in Star Wars? Other than The Mandalorian, these shows don't have compelling music anymore. I miss having epic scores in these shows. That's a very fair question. I would argue that I really like the scores of Boba and Kenobi. Andor was pretty good. Andor was pretty solid. And Ahsoka, I found the themes in Ahsoka pretty solid. When it comes to this show, yeah, I agree with you in terms of this show. It's definitely not bad, but I just do not remember any of the music from this show. I can't pick up of kind of any of the themes, that like musical themes on the show. I couldn't tell you what the song theme is for this show, but I could sing you the Kenobi theme or the Boba theme or the Ahsoka theme, those kind of stand out, but I can't really remember anything from this show in terms of music. So I kind of get that. Thanks, Dan. How you doing? Great to have you in here. An 8 for Magpie. Avalon gives it a 7 with some reservations. Interesting. Yeah, none of the music from literally any Star Wars show stands out apart from the few in Mando, Boba Fett. They really? Okay, I thought Obi was pretty good. Like, the Inquisitor theme from Kenobi, I thought was fantastic. I thought it was really good. Bad Batch, I think in the past, 5 years has been the best Sonic show. Sonically the best, musically the best show. I think it's got the strongest scoring. Because just the general Bad Batch theme, and then specifically Amiga's theme is really well written, just triumphant, and yeah, it feels good. That feels very Star Wars, the super orchestral, da, 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 da. I get a tear in my eye every time I hear the Amiga theme song. So Bad Batch, I think that's probably the strongest one. Anyway, let's talk about this show. Val coming in saying, well, I thought it was good, but I wish the flashback wasn't the whole episode, because how is everything going to be wrapped up in the last episode? I'm with you, Val. I think there's where a lot of my gripes stand at the moment is just the flow. I've already forgotten, by the time we got into this episode, I forgot Torben existed. And then by the end of this episode, I had the question of well, what's Quimir got to do with anything? I know that him and May were training for a while, but I feel like we should have seen that. I don't know. Quimir feels like a totally different show, or a totally different, I know it's a different storyline, but it feels just so separate. So I kind of get what you're saying here. It needs to be more connected into what the story is. Yeah, that's a good summation, Todd. I love your profile picture. The Jedi killed 50 women and stole the children. Pretty much. That's pretty much what happened. 7 out of 10 for Joseph. Mixed emotions on what happened, but I thought it was good. What was your mixed emotions? I would love to know. I'd love to know. Nutmeg coming in saying, I liked it and still wrapping my head around it. It might be the worst we've seen the Jedi. I don't know. Anakin killing the Jedi Order. It's pretty high up there for bad things that Jedi have done. But you could argue that he was Darth Vader by that point. So, but anyway, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it's up there. $5 from CG, our favorite CG, our only CG. Agree. The music is severely lacking, especially when you consider we've gotten in other shows, even ones that were meh, still great music. Exactly, I agree with you. Say what you want about the shows, but the music has been very impressive. Again, go back. If you don't remember it, go back and listen to that Inquisitor theme in the Kenobi show. I think it's one of the most underrated pieces of Star Wars music. And most underrated. It's so good. But yeah, I'm in agreement, CCG. I love it. Thank you for the $5 redos. Yeah, true. 100%. Christmas, agreeing. I'm confused about quite a few things. Mostly, why did Saul feel the need to kill them? Me too. That's one of the biggest points of this episode. I didn't at all understand why he did that in that moment. I get that he was like, I really want the kids. I get that. But why in that moment? And I'm like, I feel like they were trying to set it up more that, a Jedi never opens his weapon unless he needs to defend or something, whatever that saying is. I get that concept, but is that why Saul's weird about that now? Because he did that and he did something wrong? Is that the message we're getting in there? I don't know. Oh, Taz the Jedi in the background. So I could just dusted the Birdman Inquisitor. So good. Oh, like classic. Yeah, classic. Yeah, that's a great question, Avalon. And a reverse power surge? That's what it was, like a forced power surge. 100%. It was like I don't know what she did Indara, but dude, out of all the characters, Indara is probably my most fascinating one. I find her the most fascinating. I wish we got way more of her. I think her character is very compelling. And dude, is she that powerful? That's insane. She just killed everyone with her mind? What happened? Yes, I saw you tweet this out, Indy, and I kind of agree with you here. We'll unpack that in a moment. Hey, Jason, how you doing? What did you think of the episode? It's very funny. With all you guys coming in, I mean, most of the time I can kind of piece together what people are going to say and, like, what kind of side they're going to be on. But with this show, it's so, like, the people that I thought wouldn't like it and vice versa. It's very interesting. Did they kill the witches or were they just knocked out? That's good. That's a good question. I mean, I assume they died, but just, are they dead? $10 redos. Coming from CG with a hot take. I hated episode 3. It was 1,000 times worse, we'll say, in the Master's meeting. But for here, suffice to say, it was pure hot garbage. Hated how the Jedi were portrayed. What did you not like? If I can question this thought, but what didn't you like about the portrayal of Jedi? That they chose the wrong decision? Is that what you didn't like? What didn't you like about it? Let us know. $10 dues for that one, though. Thank you so much. Thank you, CG. 100%. Ooh, Haunted giving out that Star Wars love tonight to the Ray Squad. Gifted membership. Thank you so much for your support, Haunted. Appreciate it. It's actually very hard to say Haunted Autumn very quickly, those two words. But I'm getting there. Did the women kill themselves? No, I think Indara used like a mind flare thing. I thought. Dan, as a Star Wars fan of 50 plus years, this is the worst depiction of the Jedi I've ever watched. Remember Lizzie said this was peak Jedi Order, emotional Jedi, I want to go home. What? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I think the portrayal of the Jedi, I think I can reason with, because again, what I was hoping out of this show was their downfall, essentially, into the corruption. It wasn't just, oh, Anakin turned bad and killed them all, and that's the only bad thing that happened. The Jedi Order were in such a corrupt place and blinded place by the time of even Phantom Menace. They couldn't quite make out what was happening, and I think that would have been from an accumulation of losing their way. I don't know if I talked about this anywhere, but I have this thought that from last episode, the best scene from this show so far was in the last episode, and it was for like 45 seconds. And it was the scene where Venestra was talking to the senator on like a hologram, and the senator was like, oh, you know, the Jedi, we love working with the Jedi. They're always transparent. You know, like, we'll get your support. And Venestra's like, and then like just like hangs up on him. That scene was really important. That scene, I think, is the best scene of the show. And I wish the whole show was almost about that one scene. Not about it, but the whole show replicates what happened in that one scene. Because that one scene with Venestra talking to that politician, that senator, puts us on the train tracks for where we are at for the prequels. You cannot deny the corruption and the political dilemma that the Jedi Order is in. That's like the B story. Well, it's about the C story plot of the prequels. Of they're too involved with politics. They're too involved with the Senate, and you know that's what the mess becomes with Palpatine, the Jedi Council, getting Anakin to spy. Like, all that happens because the Jedi Order are too close and functioning too close to the Senate and politics. And this scene with Venestra in last episode, not this episode, showed that and encapsulated that of how we're getting on those train tracks to arrive where we're at in the prequels. And that's why I love that scene. And that's why I'm like, oh, I think this is the best scene, because to me, that does the most to explain where we're at for the sequels. There you have it. There's my thought. Random rant for you there, but I love that scene. I think it was important. I wish the whole show was like that. Let me try and catch up to some of these. I'm like so behind on the chat. I apologize if I'm skipping over. I apologize. Didn't need to see so many repeated events with Soul sneaking around. That's true. That's true. We still don't know the connection between that event and Quimir. I agree. That's one of my criticisms. He's clearly been using this situation in order to exploit the twins. He really wants a pupil. He really does. He really does. I apologize. I'm skipping so many people. I'm just trying to catch up to where we're at. I did love the Jedi fight with Kelnaka. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, seeing a Wookiee Jedi is always phenomenal. That's always really fun. It's always really, really fun. Love to see it. Indara totally mind flayed the Coven, yeah? So they did? Are they dead? Another $10 dues from Master CG. They didn't act like Jedi. For so-called masters, they were extremely emotional, unstable, dishonest. Pretty much everything the Jedi are not. So much more to say, but the language isn't YouTube friendly. I love that. Love the passion as always, CG. Well, maybe that's what we're meant to see. We're meant to see that. And I think that's what I didn't probably think it was going to be to this extent for the show. Probably. I don't know. Hey, Ben. How you doing? Wow. Repeated 90% of what we've seen. So many bad decisions in the episode. Make no sense. Terrible credits. I haven't even noticed. Is it just that Victoria Monet song? Why is everyone so upset about this song? I don't get it. Been enjoying this show the whole time, except that chant. Yeah. Springing Wolf, just to point out that the Jedi Order said to leave the kids and the Jedi on the planet decided to ignore them and follow their emotions about the child they had just met. How did they become Jedi? That's a good question. I mean, I liked it was an interesting dynamic of the four Jedi. We have Indara, who follows the way of the of the order. And she follows the rules. She's going with it. We have Sol, who feels very much just running on emotion. We have Kalnaka. Let's face it, he's just a badass. He's just out here metal detecting his life away. Love him. He's done nothing wrong. He's a god in my eyes. Kalnaka. Kills angels. Will never die. And then we have Torben, who's homesick. What? I mean, yeah, I don't know. I have a hot take with some of these scenes. With this, especially this opening scene. Here's a hot take. I think this should have been the first episode. I think this should have been it. Half of it. The first half of this episode should have been the first episode. That's what I think. To show Indara, Torben, Kalnaka, and Sol at the start of their mission of what they were doing on Brendok. And then we jump to 16 years later. We see them old. They're all apart. They die. Indara dies. Kalnaka dies. Torben dies. Like, that happens once every episode. And we creep to the beginning. I think that might have played better for the storyline that we have. I'm missing so many chats. I'm so sorry. Hope Darth Plagueis appears in the final? Give up for the Wookiee fight from the last night to have him actually fight Quimera is actually so lame. They said they could not include the fight versus him because of the budget reasons. Really? Huh. Brian giving you a 6 out of 10. That's being kind, says Brian. $10 dues coming in from Haunted. Writing has been abysmal at points, but for the broader story, I feel like we're all feel like we are right where we need to be for a 2 to 3 season show. Some threads wrap up, others linger. Season 1 is like act 1 of a film. I'll tell you this: I would much prefer a season 2 of Boba, of Kenobi. I mean, it's confirmed we're getting season 2 of Ahsoka, but I'm happy that's happening. Of Ahsoka. God, give me season 3 of Resistance. I love that show. Underrated show. Star Wars Resistance. It's good. Don't sleep on it. It's good. Oh, it's so good. Oh man, this is so spicy. I love this. Robert coming in saying the group of Jedi seems to be sent to Brendok almost as a punishment. They were doing a lot of busy work cataloging flora and fauna on the planet along with rocks and minerals for 7 weeks. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of flora and fauna. That's a lot. Yes. In the High Republic books, there was the Great Hyperspace Disaster, which caused a bunch of energy, which the Jedi were hoping to find from the grass scanning. I thought that's what they were referencing when they said the Great... What do they call it? The Great Tragedy or something? They called it something in this show. I did like that. That was great. Caesar coming in saying, I feel like there was no reason to keep this a big mystery because all that really happened was the Salt thing, and that's it. It makes the motives for Torben to poison himself even more unjustified. I do agree with that, and I think Indy Yoda was saying something a little earlier as well. I don't feel fully understood why Torben is like, well, better be silent for 10 years. I don't get that. Yeah, true. True. Let's see another series can be in book, but yeah, live, boom. Right on. I totally agree. Do you think Osha will turn out to be the titular Acolyte when we all thought it was supposed to be May? Perhaps. I think that'll make an interesting flip for those characters for Osha to turn like that. I think that'd be interesting. It's probably the best case scenario for the characters at this point. Yes, the Great Hyperspace Disaster. 100%. That's the catalyst for the entire High Republic books. Love the reference. I know. I think that was important. I think especially because they mentioned the High Republic. I know they said, like, these aren't based, like, the Acolyte's not going to be based or focused on any High Republic stuff, but they had to do tie-in for some, some of the High Republic fans. 100%. The Wrexham Boys, a Clone Rebellion. Wrexham the Boys. I love that. That's a good name. Let's go with that. Let's get that. Oh, so good. Also, I have a theory. The reason why Saul couldn't hold both was because he was focusing a lot of Force energy, which from that made him exhausted, so which made him decide to choose Osha. But he still wanted to save both, but couldn't. I don't know. I mean, yeah, we've seen that a lot. Like, they have to choose one. It makes me think of it made me think of another Ahsoka callback here. The Onderon arc in Clone Wars when Steela goes over the edge, and I forget what happens in that scene. Does Ahsoka hold them both or just one? Or she holds just Lux. Oh yeah. And then but Steela's still at the end. She gets Lux first. And then she goes back to Force lift Steela, but then Steela falls before she can do it. It reminded me of that scene. Reminded me of that. The Acolyte isn't based? That doesn't sound like me. I didn't say that. Isn't based? I don't use that word. Is based good or bad? I don't even know. Oh, it's so funny. Remember when Lizzie said show would be Sith focused? I do have that opinion in Galactic Cantina. It's like, yeah, Quimir exists here, but I thought it was going to be a lot more focused on it. A lot more focused on it. Absolutely. We're not necessarily on Quimir, but I just thought it was, I thought it was going to be a lot more Sith POV. I think that would have been interesting. Give us, I mean, you could still utilize the characters that we got, I think. I think the Jedi characters and, Quimir and May, have those as two storylines of what they're doing and achieving. And then, have a finale. Cool big fight at the finale. I feel like that would have been more simplified. I think that's more straightforward. You know what I mean? Jason coming in saying, Star Wars Explained talked about how Kalnaka used his claws when fighting, and that for Wookiees to do was dishonorable. That they often would be exiled. So I take his self-imposed exile. There you go. That's an interesting bit of lore there. That's probably in some random book or some random somewhere. But that's cool. That's an interest, because I was thinking that. I was like, well, at this point, why does... I was thinking, is it because Kalnaka turned that he, the Jedi rejected him? Because I was thinking that. I was like, I don't get why he's exiled at this point. That makes sense. That would make sense. Yeah, you betcha. I'm always gonna mention my boy Lux. I'm always gonna get a mention in. Hey, Julie in the chat, how you doing? What did you think of the episode? $5 dues! I'll grant the hyperspace disaster thing, except the average person 60 plus doesn't even know there's a thing called High Republic. More bad writing. No, I don't think that is at all. I mean, yeah, absolutely not the majority will know that reference, but I think some of the best, just little Easter eggs are in there for the people. I mean, not everyone has read Plagueis. Not everyone has read, these obscure EU books. Think about, kind of the Abeloth mentions in Ahsoka. I didn't even really know the mother or the concept of the mother or Abeloth in Ahsoka, so I had to, read up that. So I think that's just super common. There's so much written material in Star Wars these days that there's gonna be references and things that majority don't know, but there's that minority of Star Wars fans that do know what that is, and I think that's a positive part of Star Wars storytelling, is when they do those little Easter eggs within there. I mean, all shows have that, where they have this little nod to something else that's somewhere else in the galaxy or timeline. So I think that's perfectly fine. I think it was really cool, really, really cool. Oh, okay. That's true. I was like, do I say that? Based? But based off the High Republic. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, I love it. I did see that lightning. My pitch for this is for a Lux Bonteri show. That's my pitch. What did we say? What did Will come up with yesterday? A Jar Jar Binks cooking show. That's my. It's either going to be a Lux Bonteri show or a Jar Jar Binks cooking show. That's my two wants for an animated show. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I gave it a new title. What does that mean? What's the new title? What's the new title? $5 coming in. Still trying to hold up the bridge instead of simply lifting the two lightweight girls. Sent me over the edge. Further proof. Horrific writing. I'm not as torn up about this bridge thing, to be honest. I'm not that upset about that. It's like, okay, yeah, like probably would have been much easier. But no, I think there's other difficulties for me elsewhere. Hot take. Wookiees use their claws are exiled and known as mad claws. Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, yes, JS. I'm still yet to get that. Picked it up. Let me know how it is. Because I think there's a whole... The thing I'm really excited for is there's a Deborah Chow commentary on the finale episode, and I really want to watch that. Oh my god, I want to watch that so bad. So let me know how it is. Because it's like expensive. It's like $100, right? I think so. That's really funny, Jason. That's really funny. Guessing the witches don't have force healing abilities because it seems like nobody saved Anasea. The dust thing I found interesting. Let's talk about that. They like melded into the force. Also, actually, other fun thing, Night Sister reference in this episode. Random. Sure, let's do it. And they're doing it a Night Sister-like thing. Where they kind of evaporate, like the Night Sisters do that, where they go into that like green mist, but these witches just go into a black mist. So I don't know what's going on there. So, but I really don't quite understand how Sol still stabbed her. I don't quite understand how we stabbed the dust and that still killed her. Is it because she was only half evaporated? For lack of a better term, I don't know. Oh, there you go. Nice. Oh, super nice. Yeah, I'll have a look at then. But yeah, let me know. That's so exciting. It wasn't fully dust. So yeah, is that the reason it's not fully dust? I'm so sorry. I'm skipping so many chats today. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to keep up. May has the witch power to disembody. So are we assuming that's how she survives the fall? Oh, like any Halo Infinite fans, like a quantum translator, where she turns into dust and can go elsewhere. I don't know. Haunted with another $5 redos. At least Acolyte tried to explain why Sol didn't recognize May. They are one life force. Through the force, they would feel the same because they are. That's a good point. I mean, I'm still sticking with he didn't notice her on the ship because he was too emotionally blinded by what had happened. But that's actually a good point. They do explain that they have the exact same kind of genos and DNA, essentially. So that probably would be the same, hey? Interesting. Yeah, the fight scenes, a few people not liking them, a few people liking them. Most badass Sol is, he stabs, you die. That's true. The fight scenes have been better than most of the film fight scenes, in my opinion. Yeah, the fighting is really up for contention. Some people don't like it, some people do like it. Some people think it's worse than films, some people think it's better than films. It's very interesting. I don't think these are the best, but I think they're much better than what we've seen. But also, I don't think they're as good as the sequel fight scenes. It's interesting. But everyone is like on a different scale with the fight scenes, so it's crazy. It's not very unified kind of opinion on the fights, but it's interesting. Love to hear what you think. Where did Mother Anastasia go when she turned into dust? I assumed that she was turning into dust to go near May and go closer to May. Or go to Osha, maybe? I feel like she was just trying to teleport to one of them to, like, defend them, maybe. I don't know. It's my guess. It's my guess. Better than the sequels, not better than the prequels? Yeah, I'd put it there. I'd put it there, Wild Dreams. Wait, no, sorry. I think it's... I just said it's not as good as sequels. But close. That's... Yeah. We've got close opinions with that one. Very close. Fight scenes are the best Disney has done. Still not as good as the prequels, though. Are they better than the sequels? Or if you're saying it's the best they've done. The issue with the fighting is just because of a standard of it being better and more memorable than prequels, they set themselves up for failure comparing themselves to the prequels. I don't think they did. I really disagree with that. I think that comment of saying, oh, we want to, like, you know, rival Phantom Menace, that's a perfectly valid kind of bar to aim for. Is it better? No, not by a long shot. But it's at least have that goal and have that kind of tenacity to attempt that. I like that. I think that's fine. Worse than everyone vs. Vader or Dooku versus CGI Frog. Both those fights are good. Both those fights are good. I think Sol not recognizing young May in this episode is meant to be a callback to the audience to say, oh, that's why he didn't recognize her. Yeah. Yeah. It still just doesn't feel super well thought out. His whole not knowing May. And I think just everything feels backwards. Like, every scene we get, I either go, oh, we should have seen this like 5 episodes ago, or we should have not seen this yet. It just feels like they had a story, they've chopped it up, put it in a washing machine, and then they've put it back together. I don't know. It just feels backwards. It's interesting. It's interesting. Stick to animation way better? What? Yeah, I mean, if we look at the storyline and continuity of Bad Batch as a story with multiple characters and character dynamics, very good. It's hard to beat that at the moment. Hot take, this show doesn't meet its potential, but it's closer to it than Kenobi was to the show's potential. I do enjoy both, but I can see flaws in both. Interesting. Yeah. Last night's ep was from the Jedi POV. It wasn't a clear view of the events that are in Brendok. Paired with episode 3, we have 2 versions. Entire finale dedicated to a true story, or an epilogue version. No, I think we've gotten the full story now. I think this is the full story. I think those are the 2 sides we needed. We needed the refrained, kind of simplified, childlike version of the story, and then we needed the Jedi version of the story. And I think the finale episode will be, where does that put the consequences for the characters now? So Sol is on the run and he's with May. The Jedi almost finding out what happened. I think we'll just see the consequences of all that coming together. To a Jedi, the mist and dust would definitely seem dark side. What's a Jedi supposed to do when they're afraid of for a child? It was always going to be a fight because Coral wouldn't have let Osha leave. That's a good point. I don't know why I didn't consider that, but it makes sense. But I didn't realize how mad Coral was, I think. I kind of forgot that. I forgot how mad she was about it all. But she was mad, hey. The lightsaber choreography that Torben did and Sol. Torben was the best. Torben was his choreo was very good. He was proficient with that saber, I have to say. Proficient. I think we see the council. That's going to be wild. Yeah, I think the council going to find out. I think Vern's going to find out. Vern will find it out. But, yeah, I don't know. I think that's what we'll see next week. 100%. Stretch it out. I wish they would have just done a 2.5-hour movie, make it more condensed, yeah? I would change the flow of it, but then I think that could have worked. I think here's my qualm. Is that and I still can't quite put my finger on it. But this is why I love these discussions, because I get to hear these different point of views, and I can kind of chisel my own out of it. Is that the actual concepts of this show, what they're trying to present us, and the story of what they're trying to present us, I actually like, and I actually enjoy, and I think the character concepts are pretty good, except for bar a few. But the way, the delivery of the story, I don't understand. I'm just confused. I'm just, at this point, confused. Will I be less confused with one more episode, with the finale? I just don't understand how it's been delivered. The concepts of it, what's in here, it's good. It's got some good concepts, good thoughts, good ideas for a story. I just don't get how it's presented to us. Yeah, you knew it? Prophecy! Back from all the Sasquatch looking Wookiee entrance and Mother Coral's battle cries were unfortunately a little too cringe for me. This show is just not what I'm looking for. Yeah, the execution of the story is all over the place with this show. Yeah, it's like the second I start to understand or go, okay, this character's interesting, and you'll hear me say that a lot, I'm like, interesting. Because it's like, okay, Indara, cool setup. I think she's a cool Jedi. Venestra, Sol, interesting. But it just is executed in such a bizarre way. Such a bizarre way. Oh. I don't know. I think I'll comment on that after the finale if they don't explain that a little bit more. I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. This should have been a book. Oh, now that's a cool thought. Now that's a very interesting concept. Should this have been a book? Would this have been written well? Maybe a lot more of the scenes between characters would have had a lot more context and padding around them, so it would have made more sense. Yeah, well, it's just, it doesn't connect. I don't understand where the connections are for the story points. I don't hate the characters either. I genuinely think they are interesting characters, but I just can't connect because things aren't linear enough for me. And is that a comprehension thing? Like, maybe. I just don't run with it. I don't know. Like, coming into this episode, I forgot Torben's thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, Torben's here, right? Yeah. Okay. And we'll talk about this in the finale discussion, but I think they should have, this episode where they have the Jedi, we've got all these young Jedi, Torben Kalnaka, and Dara Sol, they're on the planet, they're looking for revergence, there's something in the Force. What is it? We're gonna find out. That should have been the opening scene of this show. That should have been episode 1. Because 20 minutes in, we're going, okay, the Jedi are out here, they're trying to find something weird they felt in the Force, and then we would have had all that. And then we would have cut to what episode 3 was. And we get this point of view. And we go, oh, that's crazy. All these people died. All these bad things happened. And then episode 3 would have been technically episode 1. And so it would have been, okay, 16 years later. Osha's out here doing evil stuff. May's out here doing evil stuff. Osha's out here doing mechanic stuff. And so we get all the setup. We get it. And we see Indara die. We see Torben die. We see Kalnaka die. And then Sol's the last one. But we already know Sol. We're introduced to him, and he was a part of that 4. And we go along with Sol and his point of view, him trying to find these girls again. And we go, why are they away? Why are they apart? That's the mystery. I think that could have helped me with this story, probably. Because there was a lack of continuity in the story, and hoping we would resolve everything in the next episode. I mean, I'm praying and hoping. This one was so bad I wasn't going to watch the finale, but just like the scientists of the Manhattan Project, you just got a nucleus, see the nuclear explosion, even if it gives you radiation poisoning. I don't even know what that means, CG. What the hell does that mean? Why are you giving me these American references? I don't know what this is. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I believe you. I believe whatever you're saying. But $10 dues. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually, I brought this up in our master's meeting, but I want to, after this show, now go watch Russian Doll. Because that was quite critically acclaimed. People said that was very good. And there's some incredible creatives as part of that show. There's Amy Poehler, and who's the other co-creator? Natasha Lyonne. Very esteemed creatives. I want to go watch that show because I wonder if it'll change my perspective of this show. Bad writing. I felt they threw it at a wall and let it mesh. I appreciate good writing and plot. Yeah, it's true. It's true. They wanted the twin surprise at the beginning. Yeah, but I don't know. But that's not important to the story, really. To be like, oh, there's two? That, for me at least, I was just like, oh, there's two. Okay. Oh, man. Look at the Meek Master. Yeah, it's true. True. Oh, gotcha, CG. Star Wars needs to follow Marvel's lead and start hiring showrunners to pilot things before they get into full production. Yeah, probably. It's like a car so man, you can't turn away. Baby. Thank you for the $5 redos. That's true. There's a few out. Is there a new there's a Count Dooku, I think. I saw the Count Dooku one. It looks cool. Gabrielle coming in. Oh, Gabriel. Maybe it's Gabriel. I apologize. A $5 dues coming in. I think it should have been 3 movies like Fear Street. Monthly release schedule. What? 3 movies? In 3 months? What is this pitch? What kind of... What? I think it could have been 1 movie. I think it could have been one movie. But thank you for the $5 redos. Appreciate the support. If the twins were important, they should have built up as to why not Makina fighting at the last second. Yeah. Also, Theory JS says, I don't really think Quimir is a Sith. Like Ventress, he should just be a Dark user. Like how Ventress was, she was an assassin with a saber, like Quimir, and she wasn't a Sith either. Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that's why I'm leaning on the whole fence of I want Quimir to be a Knights of Ren kind of starter. I think that's an interesting way to go. Like, the story of the Sith is so big and large within the Star Wars universe, you don't really need to touch it too much. I do think it would be interesting to look at dark side users. I think that's an interesting thing. Just having evil characters, Quimir being that. That's why episode 5 was so fascinating, because we just had a simple, plain dark side user doing dark side shit, and that was epic to me. Episode 5. That's why this show is so tumultuous for me, because episode 5 I thought was like really great. It was really great. But you know, your what's the word? Similarity between Ventress here. I kind of agree with that. I think Ventress leans on the lighter side by the time we see her in like Bad Batch. I think she's leaning more on that balanced light side. But I think Quimir is a lot on the darker side of not being Sith. But I kind of get what you're saying, and I agree. Yeah, true. For 17 months, Indy. Good God, you're still here. Love you, my friend. Thank you so much. I think it's been trying too hard to be too nuanced. Oh, that's a great take. But I think that's why a lot of these points it's trying to make, it could have made, but we just needed the context. We needed to connect with these Jedi first. Like, by the first episode, they were dropping these, like, one-liners that were meant to be these balls of wisdom, which were good. I'm like, they're good with one-liners. But we don't have a connection to the Jedi yet. It's interesting. $10 dues from Joseph coming in saying, crackpot finale theory. Salt and May are fighting Quimera and Osha. Two of the Sith arrive. Indara is Tenebriss's master. What? Oh, this is a crackpot theory. Indara is Tenebriss's master. Big fight. They kill everyone. One twin survives without them knowing. Vern arrives after. I think my prediction for the finale has to be one of the twins die. I don't know which one, but one of them. One of them does. But hang on, what is it? Indara is Tenebriss's master? Bro, I'll give you those $10 back if that happens. I'll give you $100 back if that happens. Insane! Thank you so much for the 10-poundaroos. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. CG. Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy. See, this is so fascinating. It is fascinating, the impact of this show. That's it. Like, look at this tech. Zori. Acolyte reignited my 5 for Star Wars more than Andor, despite it being the better show. Interesting. How fascinating. The perspective of Star Wars is very varied. Very, very varied. Just take everybody out? Could be. Could be. $5 dues from Haunted saying, Leslie has said, Season 1 will be finite, but the threads of mystery will remain. I don't think we'll get many more answers than we already have. If anything, I would take that as probably more than we think might die. But I think maybe Quimera or Sol, maybe just Vern stays alive. I think it's only going to be like a few that we know from the season stay alive, but a few. Yeah, only a few will stay alive and continue into a possible season 2. But we'll talk about the potential of a season 2 next week. We'll get into that next week after the finale. So hold those thoughts. I know you want to jump in the comments right now about a season 2, but we'll hold it for next week. I want to hear it next week. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I apologize for not grabbing every comment today. You guys have some great thoughts. I'm trying to catch up. Joseph says Indara is sus. She either didn't contact the Jedi, the Council, or lie to them. Only those 4 Jedi know about the twins. You know what, Joseph? That's actually a great point. Because she went in to call the Jedi, right? But then Vern doesn't. Well, actually, no. Well, this is my theory that Vern actually does know what happened, but she doesn't want to do anything about it. I don't know. You've yet to see the depths of my insanity. Oh, I'll buckle up, CG. I'll buckle up. I think it's time. Thank you for the $2 redos. I appreciate it. Oh man, if Soul dies, I'm gonna cry for ages. Yeah, we've got a lot of big Soul fans. The Master stay alive. Why focus so much on the twins? That's a good point. I think 75% of the plot can be figured by the 4th episode. There is some weakness. Yeah. I can see that. Crackpot theory from Lightning. Okay, great. Now that I have your attention, Hannah. Oh, you really did actually catch me there. Thank you. Appreciate for creating this amazing. No, thank you, Lightning. It's all you guys being so freaking respectful and kind to one another. It's all you guys. I appreciate that. Man. That means so much. It really does. Thank you. Insane. You really did catch me there. I was ready for a crackpot theory, though. You better give me one now. I want your crackpot theory, Lightning. Come on. I was ready. This chick! Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Watched Andor for the first time. Peak Star Wars. There you go. Andor's fans going strong. I mean, that's to look forward to next year. Andor Season 2. I think that's going to be probably even better than Season 1. I'm quite keen for Andor Season 2. Trinity called the council and told them about the twins. They dismissed the Jedi to leave the witches alone. Okay, so maybe she just didn't mention the twins. Maybe it Maybe she didn't mention the twins, but that's probably it. Probably it. All right, Brady. We'll catch you on the replay. Shout out to Brady if you're watching the replay right now. Thank you so much for watching the content. Appreciate you. Writing a formal apology. What about? What did you do to J.J. Abrams? What did you do, Quick Scripts? Did you hurt J.J. Abrams? What did you do? Thundersnail. Oh man, it's so good. Indara speaks to Soul like the Jedi got him from the prison work release program. Which it brings up why she has a Padawan and he doesn't. Yeah, it's true. Brutal. Brutal. Oh, a $5 reduce from Julie, my friend. I got nothing. Just $5 and trying to hold love for Star Wars. You bet. You bet, my friend. Hold that love. That's okay. If we don't like this, you know, I'm just gonna, like, you know, after Acolyte, we're gonna go into theorizing about, like, other shows. Talk about the Ahsoka show. I'm gonna do a bit of a new series. Jumping into Clone Wars again. It's okay. We can hold our love. We can hold our love. Oh, Skeleton Crew. Oh, yeah. True. Dude, what is in the water today? The generosity. My goodness. Thank you so much. $20 dues coming in from Skywalker's Academy. As I said, Skywalker said, Sol will tell his version. The mask will show Osha and the bridge. The mask will show Osha and bridge her mind with Maze to give them full truth. More people die. We were all wrong. The Neomodians deliver the Cortosis to Mr. Damask. The end. What? Now that would be kind of freaky. That'd be insane. So you're saying the end of this show is the Neomodians coming in. They're working with Quamir. They do a bit of a deal. Go, hey, here's a couple of bucks if we can have some of that cortosis. And they deliver that to where does Plagueis, like, he's got that, like, hideout? They deliver that to him. And the final scene is a certain Higo Damask. That'd be nuts, please. I want to see the Neomodians haggle. I want to see that. This is what the show needs. Neomodians haggling with Cormier. That's what it's missing. We figured it out. That's what it's missing. If that was in this show, 10 out of 10. Immediately. The Neomodians haggling with Cormier about the price of cortosis. Skywalkers, that was a great comment. Thank you so much for the $20 redos. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. $5 dues. Again, what are you people drinking? You guys are being insanely generous today. $5 dues. Another from CG. Master, what do you got for me? Crackpot theory. Yoda wakes up Sol. Realize it's all a dream. Because why not? Couldn't get awareness the dream it is. I don't know. I'm going with our Neomodian haggling theory. I think that will be peak for this show. 100%. Dude, CG. Thank you for the $2 dues. But I'm not gonna put that on the screen. God damn. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Oh man, we're jumping into a world of questions in the chat right now. Oh yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta do it, Zori. You might I think you'll probably enjoy it. Definitely in the Star Wars realm a lot stronger. I really liked it. But yeah, once you do, come back and let us know. I'll get a bunch of flack for liking the show. Oh yeah, that's fine though. That's fine. Live and let live. Live and let live, baby. I think you should do it. I think you should do it. I mean, I think I've like posted videos where it hasn't been a good review and there's people still being like, chill. It's gonna be what it is. Get your opinion, good or bad, out there. I think you should do it. I'll back you. I'll be in your comments. I'll defend you in your comments. I'll get you. Palpatine wakes up Vader and asks him why he's been watching the Old Republic stuff. What the hell? What the hell, CG? Oh. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. $5 dues. You morning haggling with Quimir. Cheeks don't work on me, only money. It's just another scene of Quimir being like in the bath and being like in the pool thing. And he comes out, he's like, can I put my clothes on? And the new Mornings are like, yes, we've just come to buy Cortosis. Why are you naked in a pool? We just wanted the Cortosis. Oh, that's what we need. That's what we need. Oh, yeah. Sith cheeks don't work on me. Oh my gosh. Insane. Insane. Thank you for the $5 dues. So good. Oh man. I gotta stay up from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for a charity stream I'm doing Friday. Oh my god! I'll try to drop in. That's in like the middle of the day for me. I'll be awake. Middle of the day. I'll come. I'll drop by. I'll drop by. Good stuff. Good stuff. Include Ventress for one episode. That was a good time. You gotta admit, that was a good time. Is Ventress the next animated show? Maybe that'll be the next radio hour stream, because here, my friends, is where we start to wrap up the show for today. It has been a wonderful time. I apologize. The past 2 weeks, we've been late and missing out on these radio hours, but I will. Locked and loaded. We'll be here next Sunday, this coming Sunday night. We're going to be having a chat about just that, animated shows. I want those pictures. Lucasfilm is hiring. What are they hiring for? We're going to answer that question this week's radio hour. How good was that segue? Spot on. We've had a great discussion today, my friends. Thank you so much for sharing your opinions. Great or terrible. Not your opinions, your reviews of the show. I appreciate you. Everyone's valid. I will do my best to try and uphold that as much as we can here. Part of the Star Wars fandom. You're all very fantastic. I thank you so much for joining in today. It's been a really great show. The generosity has been overflowing. Again, I think I'm just a little kind of is starstruck the right word? Just overwhelmed. I think I'm just really overwhelmed by the generosity you guys have been showing. I really do appreciate it. It's again, like I said yesterday, like pretty much all right now, I'm just saving up for my flights to Japan for Celebration. So if I can be frank, all these supers are just going into that money, into the flights to Japan and staying in Japan. And hopefully in return, I can give you just some entertaining and engaging content. Until then, and then even when we get to Celebration next year, hopefully I can give you some fantastic content over Celebration in return for your generosity. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, transparently, that's just where it's going. We're going to flights for Celebration. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone. Episode 7 for this week is Dunsky. On to the finale of this show, and there we will wrap up season 1 of Acolyte, and we'll have lots of thoughts. We'll have lots of thoughts, I'm sure. I can't wait to hear about it. Have a great end of the week, start of the weekend. I'll see you Sunday night for those chats about Star Wars animation. Can't wait to see you there. But before you go, as you go out into the world, you go about your life, make sure you always choose the race side. Another 5-pounder ruse from Joseph. Oh my gosh, coming in late. Thank you so much, my friend. You absolute gem of the world. Thank you for sharing the love. Appreciate it. Oh.